Hey guys, my name is Tony and today we're gonna create some fake 3D movement in After Effects using nothing but shape layers and no plugins whatsoever, like always. Now, before we begin, I've got some takeaways from my last tutorial. The screen resolution is way smaller for better clarity, and you'll be able to see all my shortcuts and all my keyboard spamming on the whole thing. Before we begin, I just want to say I realized that I sound like this guy, so I'll try not to sound like him, you have to see it. Go inside, I messed up and the illustration is too small.
Okay, I don't sound like that. That is so not true. That is so not. Oh, shut up!
Okay, I digress, let's begin. So, the first thing we need to do is to import the illustration. Double click on the project panel, select the AI file and import as composition, retain layer sizes. Let's go inside, select all the layers, right click and create shapes from vector layer. We can delete all the illustration files. And now let me get rid of the outlines on each layer. Great, now let's color code the layers, everything that has to do with the head, like the head, eyes, and mouth and the face, head, face, antenna will be in, where's my beloved seafoam? Seafoam, the ears also, seafoam, the legs in red, the arms and the hands in peach, the body can stay blue, the neck can stay blue, and the buttons can stay blue. Okay, now let's animate. The animation itself is 5 seconds long and at 24 frames per second. That means that it's 120 frames long. By the way, for those of you who don't know, you can control click here and switch between real time and frame time. I use frame time for animations and real time for editing and such, so that's cool. Now let's press N on the keyboard to shorten the work area, and let's duplicate all the limbs: left arm, right hand, right leg, left leg, right ear and left ear. Control D, take these up, pre-compose them, and we'll use this as a reference. Take this down, go inside, each body part on the right hand side will be in green, and on the left side will be in blue. That's great. Go back to the main composition and let's solo the right leg and the reference. Now go into the path, add a keyframe, add another keyframe exactly at the middle, frame 60, and a keyframe at the end. Let's take a closer look. Okay, select the layer, double click on the path, it will show you this bounding box. So flip it like so, align the foot, and this looks good. Back to the starting point. Great. Unsolo this, solo the left leg. Let's do the same thing. Keyframe, start, middle, and at the end, select this keyframe, double click, align the feet, and that looks great. Now we'll move on to the arms. Solo the right arm, add the keyframe at the start, frame 60, and at the end. You know what? I'll just add markers for the start, for frame 60. So everything will snap and will be much easier to work with. Great. Select the keyframe, double click on the path. Don't hold down shift like I do, because it will go out of whack. Yeah, that's great. Looks good. Great. Unsolo the right arm, solo the left arm. Let's do the same thing. I keep on holding shift. Nasty habit. Oh my god. Great. This looks good. Now the hands. Unsolo. Yeah, I've unsoloed it. Okay. It's basically the same thing for each limb. Let's take a closer look. We don't want any problems afterwards. Yeah, that's great. And solo it. Same thing on the left hand. Stop holding shift. That's good enough. Copy the first keyframe, edit at the end. That's great. Unsolo these and let's move on to the ears. Now the only difference in the ears is that you'll need to flip the points. So frame 60, drag these over here and flip the points so the ear itself will look like it's spinning in 3D. That's good. The same for the left ear. Flip the points. Okay. Unsolo these. Hide the reference layer and I'm missing a foot, a leg. Where's the leg? What happened to the leg? Oh my god. Yeah, I messed up. Let's solo it again. Solo the reference. And do the same thing over and over and over. That's basically the definition of insanity. Copy the first frame. Now let's hope that everything works out. Yeah, the leg is back and it looks fine. Hide the reference layer. And now let's add some detail to the legs and the arms, like shoes, pants and sleeves. Click on the right leg. Let's rename it to main. Duplicate the main group and name it shoe. Delete the keyframes on the shoe path. Hold Alt, click on the path and pick whip the main path. This way, everything you do on the main path will translate automatically to the shoe path, and you won't need to, copy and paste keyframes all the time. So that's a neat trick. Okay, now duplicate the shoe, call it pants. The pants should be in the body's color, and the shoe should be in the purple color. So take the main group above everything else and let's add trim paths. This way we can create pants really quickly. 20% looks nice. And 65% for 60% looks good for the shoe. And now let's take the shoe above the pants and add trim paths for the shoe. So we'll get rid of the top stroke. 60% as before. That's great. Now we'll do the same thing for the other leg. Okay, we'll call the group 1 main. Duplicate it, call it shoe. Delete the keyframes. Alt click and pick whip the main path. Duplicate it again, call it pants, and let's color the pants in the right color, color the shoe. Let's put everything in order. Main, shoe, pants, main, shoe, pants, and we can just copy the trim path from here and copy the trim path from here. Okay, that's great. Now let's add sleeves to the arms. Right arm, as before, main, main, duplicate it, call it sleeve. Delete the keyframes, alt click and pick whip the path. Great. Now let's color this sleeve in purple. Add trim paths. %, should look good. Let's make it 20. Okay. Same thing for the left arm. Main, sleeve, delete the keyframes, alt click, and pick whip the main path. Great, now let's change the color. And let's copy the trim paths from the sleeve that we made before. Yeah. Great. Now we need to bring layers forward and backwards in the right time. So let's take these legs behind the body, duplicate them, take them above the body, and at frame 60 the right leg should go behind the body, so hold Alt and right bracket, and the left leg should go above the body, so hold Alt and left bracket. This way, as you see, it's starting to look like it's spinning, which is great. Now we're going to do the same thing on the arms and the hands. Just duplicate the arms, take them above everything else. Repetition, repetition, and repetition. Hold Alt and right bracket for the right arm, and Alt and left bracket for the left arm. Same thing on the hands. Duplicate them, take them above everything else. Hold Alt, no, right bracket, and Alt, left bracket. And as you'll see, things do pop, but we'll fix them later, but it's starting to look nice. Now the ears. Where are the ears? Duplicate, take them above everything else. Alt, right bracket, Alt, left bracket. Let's take these behind the arms, and great. Now let's animate the face and the buttons. Let's make a null object that will control both of these. So create a new null. There's a neat trick to center the anchor point. Hold Command or Control on PC and double click on the pen behind tool. Let's align it to the middle, like so. Let's take it upwards to the face. Great. Now let's align the face to the null and the head. No, the face, sorry, to the null and the, where's the button? Yeah, and the buttons to the null. Great. Let's check that it works. Nice. Hit P for position. Make a keyframe. And on frame 30, the face should be outside. Go one frame further, page down on the keyboard. Take the face to the other side. Oh my god, the keyboard shortcuts are going insane. And now on frame 90, take it back, no, copy this frame, and on the last frame on 120 we'll get back to the original position, so like so. Great. Now we'll need to mask the buttons and the face, so take the body layer, duplicate it, and take it above the buttons, select the button layer and put an alpha matte on it. Great. Same thing for the head. Duplicate the head, take it above the face, select the face layer and select the alpha matte. So now the face and the buttons are masked inside the body and the head. This is starting to look good. The only thing we need to change is the perspective on this side of the leg each time the legs move. So we'll select this leg, go inside, take the main group under everything else, sorry, under the shoes, and now let's add trim path to the pants, or just take the pants above the main and then add trim paths. Yeah, that works. Great. 15% should work. Yeah, works fine. Great. Let's do the same thing where the leg shows up again over here, as you see. Select this leg and let's take the main under the shoe and under the pants, and we'll just copy the trim paths from here. Great, great, great. This is starting to go somewhere. This looks nice. A lot of pop-ups and fixes are still needed for it to look smooth, but it will be the trickiest part of this tutorial probably. Small doses of frame by frame, but nothing too fancy. Okay, let's continue. I'm back. My cat was begging for some snacks, so let's fix all the pop-ins in the arms and the legs. You'll see it right here, where the body parts go behind the body and above the body. So let's quickly fix the arms. Right arm. Let's add trim paths to the main path. Great. Add a keyframe to the end property. Go to frame 30. And just for reference, we'll make this, yeah, that's great, 70% at the start, and at frame 30 let's go back to 100% and back to 70% at frame 60. So as you see, this fixes the pop-ups. Doesn't look too good, but when you later on when we'll use the time remap feature, no one will notice. So okay, let's copy the trim paths, go to the left arm, and from the middle point let's paste the trim paths. Let's see. That's great. The arms are fixed. Now the legs, the hardest part in this tutorial. Tricky, lots of layers, but you'll get the hang of it. I'll show you how to fix a shoe and the pants, and then I'll just speed up the process, so this tutorial won't be too long. Let's make a new shape layer. Let me see, yeah, a new shape layer. We'll call it shoe fix. Let's delete this one. And now we'll need to trace this shape right here just before it pops, or after it pops. So let's zoom in, choose a bright color just so you'll see what you're doing. You know what, let's do it on the shoe first, it's easier. So let's do something like this, go to the middle point, and that's great. Straighten this line, go to the convert vertex tool, click on this point. Let's take the opacity down a bit just so we can see what we're doing. Add a keyframe right here, and this should work. Great. Great. Now let's go back a few frames backwards. Frame 47 is great for us. Let's align the layer, take this point and push it back, realign the points so it aligns with the shoe itself. This is good enough. Now let's see how After Effects interpolates the frames. Good. Let's fix this part over here. And this looks good. Take the opacity back up. Change the color to the same color as the shoe. Now let's trim this layer. Control, no, Alt, left bracket, Alt, right bracket. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this looks great. Now let's duplicate this layer. Choose a bright color. And do the same for the other leg. Align this. I keep on holding Shift. Shift is my enemy in this tutorial. Yeah, that's good. Delete the middle keyframe and align the last keyframe over here as well. Let's fix this frame. Don't be afraid to go out of the legs. We'll mask them later on. So, looking good. That's great. I'll color it in the same color as the leg. Okay. That's basically how you fix the perspective changes. Now, I'm going to do the same thing for the pants, and I'll speed up the process. I hope you get the logic of it. Let's duplicate this layer and align the first frame like so. Let's color it once again in a bright color. Let's switch things on and make it pink. No, I'm kidding. That's good. Align this keyframe with the pants. Make some adjustments. This looks good. Let's delete this keyframe and align the last one once again with the pants. Let's see. Yeah, need to fix this part. Nope. Let's add a keyframe. Drag it over here. Let's see. Yeah, this works. Color it at the same color of the pants. And now, just so we won't have any pop-ups like over here, we'll mask everything with the right leg. So select this leg, it's over here, duplicate it, take it above everything else. Okay, now let's find the right layer. Should fix, here it is. So take it over here and set an alpha matte. You see, it's gone. Great. Control, no, Alt, and right bracket. Let's do the same thing for the pants and the other shoe. Okay, duplicate this leg, take it above everything else. Set an alpha matte. Great. Duplicate the leg once again. And set an alpha matte. And that's great. Now I'm going to speed up the process. Okay, that's great. I'm basically done with the legs. And now let's fix the ears. Let's find the ears. There we are. Let's create a new shape layer. Let's call it ear fix. Let's create a rectangle. Like so, make it brighter. Great. Let's add round corners to the rectangle. Roughly the same as the ears themselves. That's good. Let's create a keyframe. Zoom in. Fix the shape. So we'll add a keyframe right here. And the ear fix will mask the ear before it pops above the head. Great. Shrink it. Align it with the ear itself. Make it a bit bigger. Over here, frame 30. We'll make another keyframe. Realign it. And at the end, make another keyframe, maybe over here. And when the ear pops behind the head, we'll do the same thing we've done before, right here. This looks good. I'll speed up the process for the other ear. Okay, this looks good. Now I'm gonna show you a cool trick to add highlights with layer styles. So select the body layer, add layer styles, inner shadow. Here it is. Let's change the blending mode to normal. Take the yellow color. Make the size a bit bigger, opacity, change the angle to 90% and the distance. Add some noise and we've got some cool lightning. My cat is scratching the door. Now copy the layer style and paste it on the head. I'll paste it on the antenna and make it smaller, so adjust the size and the distance. Great. I'll copy this one to the ears. Nope. Yeah. And the bottom ears. And the front ears. Where are the ears? Ears, ears. All these layers. Here they are. Ear, ear, and let's find this one. Here it is. Paste it. Let's get rid of the layer style here. Just fix it like this. You know what? Okay, the alphabet is breaking our layer style, so let's just trim this part over here. This looks good, and the same Over here, let's paste the layer style and trim the alpha matte like so. There's a bit of pop in, but no one will notice once we'll use the time remap feature, so that's great. Now let's add the same layer style to the hands. Let's find all the hands, paste it. You know what? We'll tweak the inner shadow a bit, size, take the opacity down a bit, and change the angle to align with the hand. Great. Copy the layer style to all the hands in the composition. Right hand, left hand. And let's tweak all the left hands also. Inner shadow. This is better. Great. Copy the layer style. Let's find the other left hand. Here it is, and paste it. Okay, I'm back. Took a short break, and now we can select all the layers. First, let's trim the composition. Right click and trim comp to work area. That's great. Now select all the layers and let's call it spin. Great. Now let's add more frames to this composition. 500 should work. Now you need to be very precise in here because time remap will screw up every little detail if you won't be precise. 120, align it. Okay, 240, snap it, and 360. Snap it once more. Let's go back to the end and trim the comp area. Okay, select all the layers, recompose. Let's call it sorry, time remap. And now we'll start the animation at frame 40. Let's drag the layer and we'll stop the animation at frame 160. That's great. Let's add a new solid, call it BG for the background, and lock it. Now let's add sorry, that's a long ass tutorial. So let's add another irritation of the layer style so it will affect the whole body. Let's go back inside. Where's the body? Here's the body. Come here, buddy. Layer style, copy it, paste it right here. That's a bit too harsh. Let's adjust it. Go to the inner shadow, play around with the distance, and this looks fairly good. Great. Play around with it. No strict rules, just a cool little trick. Now let's add the time remap feature and right click the layer, choose time, enable time remapping. Go to the end of our animation and set another keyframe, 0 this one out so nothing will move in between. Go to frame 90, set another keyframe and set another one at frame 140. Great. Let's add easing. First, let's spin the robot. I want it to spin twice, so that's once. Drag the timeline in the time remap keyframe, and that's twice. Yep, great. Just making sure that It works. Yeah. Now select both of these keyframes and easy ease them. F9 on the keyboard. Go to the graph editor. Let's select these. Be sure to be on edit speed graph. Let's select this point, take it inwards, and this point, like so, just so we'll add more oomph to the animation. Let's see how that looks. Zero this one out and add another keyframe after our animation keyframe and zero it out. Remove the easing, control click the keyframe. And we have a small jump in the layer style. Yeah, time remap loves doing all sorts of crazy things. Okay, it's just on one frame, so right here. So what we'll do is just split the layer, Control Shift D, and remove all the keyframes, including the time remap. Go to where it's in the right pose, hit time, enable, no, freeze frame. That's great. Nothing jumps, no pops. Very good. Now let's add a new null for some secondary animations. Let's center the null and Control or Command on Mac, double click on the pen behind tool to center the anchor point. Select both of these and parent them to the null, and let's take the robot up a notch. Hit P for position, separate dimensions, add a keyframe for the Y position. We want an up and down movement, so from frame 40 I want it to be 40 frames long to frame 80. That's great. Add another keyframe and another one in between. Let's take him up. That's good. Ease these keyframes. Let's check it out. Okay, let's alt click the stopwatch and type in loop out cycle. I'll add all the expressions in the video's description, so you'll just need to copy and paste it. Okay. It goes up a bit too much. Let's take him down a notch and let's tweak the easing. To add some more gravity to the animation. Great. Drag it like so. Let's see how that looks. Nice. Take him a bit. Yeah. That's good enough for now. Okay, let's add rotation. Let's do -5 and +5. Let's copy this frame right here. Easy ease. This looks like total crap. That's why we need to offset these keyframes to about here. Let's see. Now let's add the loop in, the loop out cycle expression from our Y position to our rotation. Alt click, paste it. This looks nice. Maybe offset it. Play with the offset. Yeah, that's cute. Now, maybe something like this. Yeah, that's good enough for now. I think the robot spin is a bit too fast, so maybe we'll stretch it out a bit. That's great. Now in my final animation I have the smoke, so I won't show you how to make the smoke, but I will add the work files to this tutorial so you'll be able to see how it all works. Let's get the smoke into the comp. Where is it? Should be, yeah, this one. Here it is. Let's quickly change its color. Layer style, color overlay. Let's color it in the purple color. Stick it down. Let's align it with our animation. Okay. Let me check what's going on. I'll trim it. Great, let's duplicate. Well, first, let me add some layer styles to the smoke. Layer style, inner shadow. Great. Let's adjust the size, the distance. 90 on the angle should look fine. Let's adjust the distance like so, and maybe we'll use the purple color from here and make it a bit brighter. This looks great. Now we'll duplicate the smoke. And duplicate it once again. Let's tweak it a bit because the smoke is from my original animation and I have no idea how. Yeah, it's 60 frames long, so I'll use a trick I'll recommend not using ever, but for now for this tutorial's sake, I'll use it. Great. 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 Take the smoke down. And great, looks like we're done. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to all of you guys and girls who made animations using my last tutorial on Ducky's walk cycle. I've seen a lot of amazing things on the interwebs and I cannot be any prouder. Great job guys, great job. Now, all the work files are in the description. Be sure to use them. I'll add the illustration and the final animation for you guys to check out. And this was quite a long tutorial. I know it's pretty hard to follow and I did my best to make it as simple as possible. If you want to follow me on Instagram for some quick tips that I post almost on a weekly basis, be sure to check it out. And now that you know the secrets of Fake 3D and After Effects, the sky's the limit. Feel free to share your animations with me, comment in the comment section, and I'll see you next time. See ya.
Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown. Engines on.